Hello friends, good morning to all of you. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about South Sudan. What is exactly happening in South Sudan? Okay? Remember, South Sudan is the youngest nation in the world after hard-fought battles with the Northern Sudan, who calls themselves Arabs. So South Sudan decided to break away from the Northern, okay? South Sudan decided to break away from the Northern Sudan after hard-fought battles. So remember, South Sudan got its independence in July 9th, 2011. Okay? So, independence, what happened? What led us again to this civil war? Remember, prior to our independence, the late leader of SPLM, the late leader Dr. John Garang Mabior, Dr. John Mabior tasked General Wiyai Deng Ajak to transform the SPLM. Okay? Leader SPLM, Dr. John Garang de Mabior, assigned General Wiyai Deng Ajak to transform the SPLM to a professional army. Okay? That was before our independence. Dr. John Garang asked General Wiyai Deng to transform the SPLM guerrillas into a professional army. Okay? But unfortunately, when Dr. John Garang died in the helicopter crash, that happened in August 1st, 2005. When Dr. John Garang died, everything changed. After the death of Dr. John, changed because Salva Kiir took over. After the death of Dr. John Garang. So when Salva Kiir took over from Dr. John, instead of letting General Wiyai Deng Ajak to train forces of all South Sudanese, professional South Sudanese army, that will include all South Sudanese, whether you are from Barakazal, whether you're from Upper Nile, whether you're from Equatoria, you're supposed to be in that army. But unfortunately, Salva Kiir decided to recruit only his tribesmate group of militias. Salva Kiir recruited all tribal militias, all Dinka militias. We have the Matianganyur, we have the Dut Kubeng, we have the Twek Twek, we have the Koryom 2, we have the Titkueng, we have the Gelweng, and there are many more. These are all the Jeng militias, all Dinka militias. Now they put them together, calling them South Sudan Defense Forces. You see? So instead of General Wiyai Deng Ajak to recruit all the faces, all the different groups of South Sudan, all the different tribes of South Sudan, Salva Kiir started. That was in 2011 onward. Salva Kiir started recruiting only his tribesmen, his tribes groups, Dinka, to be only in South Sudan Defense Forces. These are all group of militias. They're here. Matenganyur, Dot Kobeng, Twek Twek, Koryom 2, Titkueng, Gelweng, and more. These are all Jeng militias. These militias are called the SSPDF. And now what is happening in South Sudan? The next thing happening in South Sudan is the Jeng controls everything. They controls all security sectors. They control the intelligence. They control the police. They control the prison. They control the internal securities. They control the military intelligence, all controlled by the Jeng. And also the very important sectors like the defense, foreign affairs, judiciary, legislative, all controlled by the Jeng. Now, the question is, how about the rest of South Sudanese? You see? How about the rest of South Sudanese, are they not part of South Sudan? They were there during the liberation struggle. When the SPLM were fighting the North, all South Sudanese, all were included. They were all fighting the Jalaba, fighting the Arabs. Now, why the Jeng hijacked the government? Why the Jeng hijacked the country? That's the problem. That's what we are having today in South Sudan, including the parliament. The parliament of South Sudan. Okay? Majority of the parliamentarians are all appointed. Okay? Majority of the parliamentarians all appointed by Salva Kiir, by the president. He appoints parliamentarians, those who are all loyal to him. All those parliamentarians are all loyal to him. They were not picked by the citizens. You see? So once again, this is how South Sudan fell back into civil war. Because one tribe want to control everything. Yet, when we were fighting the Northern Sudan, the Jalaba, all of us were all fighting, knowing that we were fighting for our rights. Now the Jeng took over. They control the military. They control the finance. They control all the major important sectors in the country. That's why South Sudan is in a war, is in civil war. Until then, my friends, thank you. I believe I gave you all a quick summary of what is happening in South Sudan, one of the youngest countries in the world, the youngest African nation in the world, supposed to be doing really well. But unfortunately, because of tribalism, that made us to fall into this. So until then, enjoy your evening. Have a good, fantastic day. Bye-bye.